What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, we're coming back to Pearl Jam. Yes, indeed. Pearl Jam fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Mike Powell. And Mike wanted to see me react to this song by Pearl Jam called Unthought Known. Now, have I heard the song before? No. To the best of my knowledge, I have never heard the song before. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing, and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I recognize this. I know I've heard this before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Pearl Jam, okay? And the video has 1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Unthought Known. Live from Berlin 2010, Pearl Jam. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
All the thoughts you never see, you're always thinking. Brain is wide, the brain is deep. Oh, while you're sinking, feel the path of every day. Which road you're taking, breathing hard and making hay. Yeah, this is living. Look for love and never dance. That you're worth keeping. Swallow whole and negatives. You're so sad and sickening. Feel the air up above. Oh, a pool of blue sky. Fill the air up with love. Oh, blackest starlight.
It's good to see Stone over there jumping around. I'm glad we pulled the camera back. I was going to say, if this camera is going to be zoomed in on Eddie Vedder's pickups on his guitar the entire video, this is going to be a long video. I'm glad to see the camera pulled back and moved up so we can actually see his face, moved around a little bit. So thank you, camera operator, for having some common sense. As far as the song goes, it's a pretty simple song. It's nothing all that complex. Feels good. Feels good. It's got a really nice feel to it. Good tempo. I'm glad to see that feel of build was in there. I'm glad to see that it had that building feel. Starting out, just guitar, in comes the hi-hat, in comes the kick, and then the whole, drum kit, the whole drum kit is now being utilized, but there was that build, there was that build, there was that build. I like that. I'm glad that they did that. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Nice crowd.
for you to walk on.
Really short solo from Mike there. I don't usually say that. I don't think I've ever said this before. I'm seeing more energy out of Stone than I am out of Mike. Now, granted, I can't see Mike every single second of this video. I don't see him. I've only seen him like come into frame a couple of times. But it seems like every time I see Stone come into frame, he's jumping around. That's cool. Every time I see Mike come into frame, he's just standing there. And I'm like, how about a paradigm switch? I mean, good Lord. Usually Stone's the one who's just standing there and Mike's the one jumping around. So, interesting. Interesting. Maybe they switched bodies for a show. I don't know. Good to see Boom back there. There have been a couple of Pearl Jam videos I've done recently where we haven't seen him. And I'm glad to see him back. I'm glad to see him in there. So, that's great. That's great. Always good to see Boom in there. Feels like we're bringing it down, coming out of that solo. We're going to drop it down again. Good. Good play on dynamics. Good play on feel. Good play on energy. That's awesome. No problem with that whatsoever. It'll give it a chance to build back up again, which is always a good thing. Keep the crowd vested by keeping the song moving along, which is very, very smart. Speaking of moving along, let's get back into the song. See what I did there? Nice little segue.
That's not true!
Yeah, points for me. Points for me.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful.
See the waves on distant shores, awaiting your arrival. Dream the dreams of other men. There'll be no one's rival. Dream the dreams of others, and you will be no one's rival. You will be no one's rival. Time, a distant place. That's where we're living.
And how we started.
A distant time, a distant place. So what you giving? What you giving?
It's a really good song. Wasn't too impressed with the live performance. I actually, to be honest with you, I kind of found the live performance a little lackluster. But the song itself is actually really good. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Pearl Jam with Unthought Known. This was a request from Mike Powell. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that a 7.4. Yep, 7.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, the song. The song is a really good song, okay? Would I say this is one of Pearl Jam's best songs ever? No. I could name at least 10 other songs, maybe 20, that I thought were better than this, okay? So I could never, in my right, how should I put this? In my conscience, I could never give this a 9. Never in a million years. And an 8, no. I don't feel right giving this an 8. No, it's a really good song, okay? Absolutely worthy of a really good score of like a 7.5 or even a 7.6. So why the 7.4? I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's talk about the song. I love the build-up. I loved how they let the song build, and they didn't rush the build. Quite often, you'll see bands, when they're writing songs, they want to have a song that builds, and they're in such a hurry to get to the apex, to get to the point where everything comes in. They're in such a hurry to do that they rush it, and they cheat that build-up. And sometimes it works out, sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. Let's be honest here. Most of the time when people try to cheat the build-up, it doesn't have the effectiveness that if they had just taken the time to let it build, okay? One thing I will say about Pearl Jam in the song is that they took their time with that build-up and they let it grow in a very natural way. So natural that you almost miss it. You almost do, because it does feel so natural. I loved that. I also loved how they did come to the apex. Coming out of that chorus, they dropped down, completely dropped down to that piano mode, almost pianissimo, where it's just Eddie and his guitar again, and the guitar is light. And that was nice because it gave them a chance to do what? Build it back up again. Now, I will say, when they built it back up again, they went faster than they did at the beginning, but that's okay, because at that point, that buildup has already been established. You don't need to do a long buildup again. You don't need to. It's already happened. At the beginning, the most important place, if you're going to do a buildup, that's the most impactful and important place to do it, would be in the beginning, okay? So rushing the buildup in that, coming out of that breakdown, no problem with that. It made perfect sense. I also like how the song ended, almost like how it began, nice and soft, you know, like it did at the beginning. No, it was a really pretty song, really nice song. It had a laid-back feel to it, but it still had that upbeat feeling to it. So I dug that. I absolutely dug that. So I would give the song, like I said, 7.5, 7.6. Sure, I could go with that all day long. So why am I giving it a 7.4? If I'm being honest here, guys, that was a pretty lackluster performance that we saw from a live standpoint, from the live show standpoint. Unusual. Very unusual. I'm going to say something I don't think I've ever said before. Stone stole the show. He did, man. He was the most energetic person on stage. Every time the camera shot to him, he was jumping. He was bouncing. He was moving. That was fun to see. I was so glad to see him do that. And the thing is, he was doing it more than anybody else on stage, even more than Jeff, which blew my mind because usually Jeff is one of the most active guys on the stage, and not this time. Stone stole the show. Wow, never thought I'd see the day. Everybody else on stage just kind of stood there, which was kind of a bummer. Look, I'm not expecting, you know, people being. I love this one. I love this. I'm never gonna let this quote go. Some viewer, you know, it was for Muse. It was for a Muse reaction, but some viewer said, you know, what do you want? People being shot out of a cannon? I was like, God, Lord have mercy. No. How about just some basic movement and motion? I will never forget that quote. I'm sorry. I will never let it go.
Thank you for that. Never dropping that, by the way.
So, am I expecting people to be shot out of a cannon? No, I'm not expecting that, especially not on a song like this. It's more laid back. But how about just some simple moving up to the front of the stage? Maybe since it's such an easygoing song and the playing, the notes that are being played are so simple, how about taking a moment to interact with the crowd, point to the crowd, you know, wave to the crowd, do something with the crowd. How about some crowd interaction? Is that too much to ask? I don't think that's too much to ask, especially not on such a simple song like this. Mike McCready was a statue. I mean, good Lord. I don't know what was going on there. It was like he and Stone switched bodies. But yeah, Stone just stood there, which was really weird. Now, granted, I will say this. That camera kept going around and around and spinning around, and the point of view kept changing, and there was not a lot of time put on Mike. Now, when Mike didn't have the camera on him, when we couldn't see him, maybe he was moving around. Maybe Jeff was interacting with the crowd. It's very possible, but I didn't see it because the camera never showed it. So I can only base my score on what I hear and what I see. And in this case, what I saw, let's be honest here, by Pearl Jam standards, this was a pretty lackluster performance. So the score did come down slightly. Look, we're talking about a 0.1 or 0.2 difference. 1/10 or 2/10 of a point. That's hardly anything, okay? Was this ever going to be up in the 8s? No. Was this ever going to be up in the 9s? Definitely not. But, you know, the live performance did bring it from a 7.5 or a 7.6 all the way down to a all the way down. Yeah, right, like it's really all that far. It brought it down a tiny bit to 7.4, okay? Bad score? No, not at all. 7.4 is actually a really good score. If you're not sure about that, take a look down below in the video description. You'll very clearly find my scoring system chart there, and you'll clearly see that anything from 7.0 to 7.9 is considered to be really good. This is right in the middle of the really goods. So it's a really good song. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good song. I had a blast listening to it. So I got no issue with it whatsoever. So 7.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.